Yes, everybody, Stephen Howson. Full-time Devils United have been beaten at Molineux in the 6th round of the FA Cup, 2-1. And do you know what? I'm already seeing a massive overreaction from every single person. Ollie's not good enough. He's not tactically flexible enough. This guy's not good enough. That guy's not good enough. All that sort of stuff. It's just the usual massive overreaction from everybody again in it as usual. At the end of the day, I was trying to tell everybody last week, people were saying to me, stop trying to gas up this Wolves team, they're rubbish. And this Wolves team is actually very good, and it's caused a lot of the bigger sides trouble, certainly at Molineux as well. So I did think we was getting through the game. I thought we'd be able to beat them, but I just thought it was going to be very tight. Unfortunately, it didn't go like that. Their system's fantastic, and it's set up to play against better sides and be effective with them. And yes, I said Jimenez is shit, and I still think he's shit, but even shit can score a goal, as we've seen many times. As a performance, it wasn't good enough. It was a little bit lethargic and it lacked spark, and I don't know why, because when we saw the 11, very excited to see Tony Marshall back in the starting 11, very excited to see Herrera and Lingard back in the starting 11. Thought, that's enough. Like, the 11, and you know, the only weakness in the 11 is technically Sergio Romero, who was a perfectly capable backup goalkeeper, but he was the only weakness really in the 11. Everybody else, loads of people want to see Delo at right back. Don't really think he was an issue defensively at all. It was a real bizarre one, wasn't it? It's like, why is that starting 11 failing to get a result against Wolves? Well, at some point you just have to go, yeah, maybe they did better than us tactically today. Does that mean that Ollie's shit? No. The same way that, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson didn't win every single match in the season. Sometimes the manager he was up against had a better game than him and a better game plan. That midfield that Wolves has got wouldn't look out of place in the top 4 side. Dendoncker, Neves, Moutinho is a phenomenal midfield. Put it right up there with ours. Thought Pogba was poor tonight. Wearing a captain's armband didn't show anything to really suggest that he deserves to be given that on a permanent basis. Don't think Tony Marshall registered a shot. Marcus had a few, some from far out. Obviously gets one near the end. Off game from him, off night from him, off night from Jesse Lingard. Pretty anonymous, to be honest. Don't know if that was because of the congestion. I thought we slipped a little bit into some of the stuff that we've seen from United in recent months, I guess, under Mourinho, where we just go all the way down that left-hand side because we've got some good players down that left-hand side and they're building up some good link-up play. Luke Shaw, Tony Marshall, Paul Pogba, always looking to find each other on that left-hand side. But it seems to clog up. And what I've wanted from United to have is balance. And you're not really going to necessarily get that with Jesse. Jesse likes to come and play all over the place. We don't really, or didn't really look over to Delo when he was in space. We didn't play intelligently today. Just too many players had an off game. I mean, the first goal that Wolves scored, someone just puts the foot through it. It's not an issue, is it, at all? And I think that then sets that tone for the rest of the day. And then they score another one so quickly, and you go, at the end of the day, we won't be judged on winning an FA Cup. It's as simple as that. We sacked Louis van Gaal for winning an FA Cup, so we can't pretend that winning an FA Cup is going to make or break what's going on with Manchester United. I like winning the cups, and I think football clubs should exist to win cups, but I do also believe that the board's priority is to get top 4. I also don't think it really matters too much what we do in the Champions League. I think getting past PSG was a big plus for Solskjaer and the side. But yeah, I think the top 4 will be what they're getting judged on. We got countered. We're not usually a team that gets countered so much, but we got countered tonight. I think we had 66% possession, which tells you that we had so much possession we just couldn't do nothing with it. It was a little bit slow in transition because Wolves are there to get behind. You can get behind that Wolves side. We just didn't. So it was a disappointing result, but it is one of those. Rob says too many changes and players coming back from injury. Did anyone have an issue with anybody in that starting 11 though? To be honest, I couldn't say I would. I was pretty happy with what we saw in terms of the starting 11. Some people say make the subs a little bit earlier. What you've also got to suggest is, was the bench there? There was nobody on the bench that you could necessarily bring on. We had no strikers on the bench. Who are you going to bring on? That's the Where's the game changer? There was no Marcus, there was no Lingard, there was no Tony Marshall on the bench, and supposedly Mason's ill, and I don't think it'd have been right to reward any of the lads that featured in the under-19s with an opportunity on the bench after crashing out to Midtjylland midweek. So I don't know. Seriously doubt our top 4 chances, says Ankit. Well, you know, it's irrelevant to the FA Cup. Someone saying stop making excuses, you lost fair and square. I don't know what excuses you think I've just made in here. I pretty much just said that's what they did. They out-tacticked us. They deserve their win. They're a good side. Told you there was a good side midweek. They are a good side, and they've done so many of us. People just come in here and listen to what they want to hear, I think, don't they? And actually don't listen to what's actually being said. Mata should have come on earlier. It was a game for him, says Yatesy. I disagree with that, to be honest, mate. I don't think Mata's ever been a guy to come off the bench and make something happen. Do I think Ollie's big issue so far that he's bringing players back from injury too soon? Well, we haven't got the most deep squad, have we? We've had to bring players back from injury. I thought Fred probably was worth keeping his place, to be honest, but I wasn't upset to see Herrera and Lingard start. He says they've had a good week of training. I've got to go with what the boss says. Ander was rubbish, says Asil. We missed Lukaku, says Ooch. It's mad, innit? How from one week to the next it just goes mental. Man, I'd love Neves, says Mirsab. Neves is a fantastic footballer. Pogba was poor, didn't take enough risks. Hey, let me know, did anyone think that there was someone worthy of man of the match in tonight's performance? Very surprised at VAR turning over the red card. I've never seen that from VAR. To be honest, I couldn't really argue with it being a red card, to be honest. He's absolutely mullered him. The top leg as he comes through him is erratic as hell, and he might get the ball eventually, but he definitely gets the man first, and I think that is a red card in most people's books. Shocked that VAR turned that over, to be honest. Absolutely shocked. A lot of mental comments here that I'm just not going to read out because it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Listen, I'm going to wrap it up there because there's not really much else to say after that, is it? It was poor night at the office for United. We have to do better. I think we can do better. I think we will do better. Tonight was not our night. Wolves are a good side, fair play to them. I hope they go on and win the thing. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to Full Time Devils. We have got fan cams coming and all the rest of that good stuff, so make sure to stick around for all those coming a little bit later on. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to like the video even if you didn't like the performance, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.